As our world becomes ever more globalized, nations become intertwined with one another. They rely on one another, but they also have some conflicts. In this video, I'm hoping to go over climate change and how it will impact these foreign affairs and the conflicts. The first thing I want to start off with is the United States. The United States is very special in the world. This is because the United States consumes more oil per capita than any other nation, but does not produce nearly enough oil to meet their own needs. This means that the United States has to import a large percentage of their oil from other nations. This oil dependency is a large hindrance on foreign affairs and on national security for United States. This means that if the other nations were to see something the United States was doing as bad and cut off oil exports to the United States' economy and society would basically collapse because they would not be able to meet nearly the amount of oil needed to meet the normal consumption rates in the United States, and political unrest would ensue. There is a way to solve this, though, and that is through United States energy independence, or being able to produce enough energy or almost enough energy ourselves to meet our own needs. Now, the only real way the United States can do this is through implementing greener energy sources into our society. This means supporting wind and solar, supporting hydro, supporting nuclear energy, enough to make up for the energy that we're losing through our oil. Here we have a nice graph showing how natural gas and liquids consumption are expected to rise in the near future, and also how renewable energies are expected to rise. But we need much more investment and progression into renewable energies in order to get there. And these kinds of investments into renewable energies would also help the environment and climate change by reducing the single greatest per capita producer of oil, reducing them from producing so much CO2 to a cleaner way. But climate change also has one more drastic effect on political foreign conflict, and this is through the kinds of conflicts we're going to see in the future. Currently, we are seeing non-state actors engaging in conflict with states, such as terrorist groups that the United States is fighting overseas. But eventually, these kinds of things will die out and a new kind of conflict will be born. And this is conflict over resources. One of the most important resources in our world is water. Life needs water. And as climate change develops, desertification increases, reducing the amount of water in an area and causing some areas to be without water. When there is no water, the people of the area are not happy, which can cause massive national political unrest. As you can see in this graph, much of the Middle East will be majorly affected by climate change and have their water scarcity percentages increased. Political unrest in this area would cause oil production to become extremely inconsistent and reduce the United States' ability to rely on that oil import, making it even more important that we become energy independent through our investment in renewable energies. But also to reduce the humanitarian need of people living without water in these kinds of areas. Even some states, like China, might start involving themselves in water wars or wars fought over the possession of aquifers and other clean water sources. They might move up into areas owned by Russia or other countries to try to secure their own water for their own people in order to ensure that their country is still strong and united, where other countries that are losing their resources of water are becoming unstable. It's for these reasons that climate change really will have a massive impact on the kinds of foreign conflicts we're going to see in the future and how we can deal with other countries based off of our own need for oil